What is up? This is your LA in a minute, and I'm here at the Little Brown Church of the Valley, a quaint little neighborhood church that's been tucked away for 84 years. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here because they performed 32,000 weddings, including one of a future president. So what makes this charming little building in Studio City such a bastion of love for Los Angeles? Let's get into it. So today, this church is between some condos and a big old office building on a pretty busy stretch of Coldwater Canyon, Studio City. So how did this church come to be? Well, it truly was a labor of love. So Reverend John Wells from Poplar Bluff, Missouri had come out to California in the 1930s, and he noticed as the movie industry was growing and inhabiting the San Fernando Valley, people had addictions, people had vices, and people had nowhere to worship 24 hours a day. So he set out to remedy that by leasing a plot of land that was just weeds and grass for $8 a month, taking out a $500 loan, and deciding to build a small chapel with knotty pine and reclaimed wood. The best part, he put out a sign asking for volunteers, and people came from all over to help. The knotty pine was plentiful and affordable, so the volunteers, along with Wells and his wife, put together these pews and the unadorned walls, and it's still the same as the building stands today. So Wells named this church after the Little Brown Church of the Vale in Nashua, Iowa, a well-known church in the Midwest. And even though this church isn't exactly based on that one is the inspiration for the Little Brown Church of the Valley. Though every religion is welcome, the church is technically a denomination called Christian Church, Disciples of Christ. So the first services in 1939 were actually under trees in a tent. But by January 28th, 1940, the first formal service was held inside the chapel, and soon thereafter, a nursery and a Sunday school were added onto the building complex. Church attendance continued to grow and soon got around throughout Los Angeles that there was a cute church tucked away in the valley that was perfect for private and intimate weddings. In March of 1946, Cliff Arquette, grandfather of Patricia and David, was married right here. And that kicked off a run of celebrities that would get married here, including Marlon Brando, Debbie Reynolds, and Mickey Rourke, to name a few. In March of 1952, Ronald Reagan and Nancy Davis had their wedding right here, a small, intimate ceremony before they whisked off on their honeymoon. That's right, future President Ronald Reagan. Since that time, there have been 32,000 weddings. That's more than one a day for 84 years. Wow! In 1989, they merged with Central Christian Church in Van Nuys to become Church of the Valley, but it's still Little Brown Church of the Valley. One person who did not get married here was Britney Spears, although the paparazzi did spread that misconception. She just actually came here to visit and worship in 2008. Little Brown Church of the Valley, the marriage capital of Los Angeles, right here in Studio City. All right, LA, it's been a minute.